Hello, hello, my love. So we are diving straight into how to get back on track. And I'm going to tell you the things that I do to help me get back on track. Now, this is something that I don't just do at the beginning of the year or around springtime and spring cleaning, or even right now as I'm sharing this with you. It's not something that I schedule into a time of the year. I literally do these 7 things at minimum whenever I just feel like I've gotten off track. Like I wake up one day and I'm just like feeling crappy, or I feel like I just haven't been sticking to my workouts, or maybe my morning routine has been slacking, or maybe things around my house are just irritating me. These are the 7 things that I go through in order to help kind of like jumpstart me and get me back on track to make me feel better instead of continuously derailing myself from my goals. So right now we have about 13, 14 weeks left in the year, which isn't that much, which is just wild. But also, I don't want you to think because it's getting close to the end of the year and the holidays are right around the corner. And I know everyone's schedules just starts kind of getting busy with all of that stuff, to sit there and be like, you know what? It's a couple months left in the year. I'm just going to wait until the new year. I'm going to wait until the new year. I'll start my new year, new me challenge, and I'll do my vision board and I'll do all my goal setting and I'll just do a big reset then. I don't want you to do that, because 14 weeks, it's so much time. And that is just so much time that is wasted for you to just be like, like go through your day, just kind of be on this autopilot. It is such a waste of time. There is so much that can happen still in these next 14 weeks that could literally change your life and set you up. Even if you have this mentality of new year, new me, it will actually set you up to have a better start to the year, instead of starting at like beyond behind, because you spend these next couple months just kind of doing whatever and leaning into that. It's okay. I'll get to my diet when it's the new year. I'll get to my workouts when it's the new year. I'll start my goals again when it's the new year. I don't want you to have that mentality, because I'll tell you what happens when you have that mentality right now. When the new year starts, it's going to be very easy to still have that mentality. And you might have that excitement for a week or two to start those new goals, but you're quickly going to stop doing them and get off track again, because you haven't already properly trained your mind and your subconscious mind to be like, hey, no, this is who we actually are. This is our personality. This is how we show up to commitments for ourselves. I'm going to go over the 7 things that I do the second that I kind of wake up or I'm feeling in a rut. And these are really good tips, because I started doing this, multiple years ago. Obviously, they just feel so good. And I just want to share these with you, because I don't want you to ever have to think you have to wait for a certain time of the year in order to do them. And the first one is whenever I am feeling just like, it usually is a reflection of what's going on in my space. You've probably heard this before, but psychologically, how your space is around you. So how your house looks, like how your bedroom feels, how your office is. Like if your bedrooms and office and home and all that sort of stuff is a mess, that's going to create a messy mind. That's what creates a lot of stress and anxiety and all these different things, because you are staring at so much crap everywhere that it's a reflection of how you are doing internally as well. So the first thing that I do is, one, I pick an area, whether it is a room, whether it is a closet, whether it is literally anything, something that has been continuously irritating me. I pick that one thing and that one project to focus on. For example, right now, my closet has been kind of irritating me. For one, we just moved into this home about 5 months ago. Haven't really paid any attention of it. We're not sure how long we're staying here. So I haven't really wanted to invest into improving that area of the home, but it's been driving me nuts. And one of the biggest things is when I walk in, and I don't know about you, but this is just something about me, where I can't stand it if all the hangers are different, and some of them are those like janky plastic ones, and some of them are like velvet ones and whatever. What I did for this project to kind of get my closet organized and to get me kind of re-excited about it again is I ordered a ton of those like black, nice velvet hangers, and I'm going to go through my closet this weekend and go through, purge any clothes that either no longer fit me, things that I look at and I'm like, this doesn't excite me, or this is a past version of me. It does not align with where we are going. I'm going to do a full detox of the closet. I'm going to put in all of those new hangers and really do a nice organization in there to make it feel better. And why this is an important area for me is I walk into my closet every single day, and it's usually the first thing in the morning and almost like the last thing at night, kind of before bed, because I do like hang my robe up in there and stuff. To wake up to that every single day and then also right before bed be irritated by a space like that, that's not good. So that's a space for me. A second space that I'm also working on right now, which has been very important, but it's been put on the back burner the last couple months. My office right now is basically just the remnants of what I brought with me from California. I have a couple shelves, a desk, there's a chair in here that came with the house, but it's just not a vibe. And I just kind of have been making it work. And at first when I moved in, I was like, oh, beautiful space, all of that. But now it's just, it doesn't feel good. What I did is I actually ordered one of those like built-in shelving systems. And actually we are also using this room as a guest room. So we are also doing it so it has a built-in Murphy bed as well, which will be really cool. So I'm really excited this is a more pricey project, but I work in my office every single day almost. So every time I walk in here, again, if I'm irritated or annoyed or just like just making do, that's not good for my mental space either, especially since I'm a very creative person in my company. So getting that put in, I'm very excited about. This is a project that's also going to take a couple months for the shelves to be built, which is kind of frustrating because I'm also one of those people that just wants it done now, but I also want to get it done right. So I'm doing that and just fixing up little odds and ends in this office to make it a vibe. And this is actually also a trend with me that when it comes to my office space, I am usually the type of person that probably every 6 months, I change things around. And it's kind of bad, but energetically, I'm changing constantly, throughout the year, whether it is evolving or just stepping into a new era of something, whether I like different colors. Like right now I'm in this phase of just like all white, clean everything. But when I was in California before moving here, I had colors everywhere. I had a pink couch. I had flowers. I had big crystals everywhere. I had like all my artwork was really colorful. And now I'm kind of going back to the full clean white marble gold. It's so interesting that I keep flipping back and forth between these vibes. So I'm going to make sure that whatever I do put in here, I'll put in little like hints of stuff that once I get like tired or want to like rotate it out, I can just easily do that instead of doing like a big furniture overhaul, which can get very expensive. But that is one of the first things that I do. My recommendation for you is just pick that one space, that one project. It could be a bathroom. It could be your bedroom. It could just be like your bedding or your bathroom. Like, where is it right now that you've been walking into a room and you're just like, ugh, or you open up the closet and you just like shut the door because you're like, ugh, I don't even want to look in there and get started with it. Pick that one thing and just get it done. Get it done. Because I promise you, and you already probably know this, it's going to feel so good after. So I always start off with that to just kind of like get this whole plan in motion. The second thing that I do when I'm just want to get back on track with things, usually what has started happening is maybe my workouts are getting a little off track. Even though for me, the past 6 months of living here, my workouts have been a priority for me because I have been wanting to get back into this really, really good shape, which has been paying off. I'm finally starting to see results now in September for work that I started putting in and doing in May and June. It's taken a lot longer this time, but I'm okay with that. I've been working on a few other things, which I'll talk about in the next couple steps. I first go into and plan my workouts into my schedule. I revolve my day around my workouts. I know this may seem crazy to make that such a priority, but hear me out. When I plan in my workouts, and usually it's me just getting up, going in the morning, getting it done, I then can schedule in after those workouts. Am I doing interviews, whether it's a podcast interview, whether it's a meeting with my team? Do I have to get ready for this interview? Do I have to create any content? So when I do my workout first thing in the morning, then I get home. Okay, do I have to do the full shower, hair, makeup? Or is it oh, you know what? I just need to shower and rinse off and get into like whatever clothes because I'm not on camera that day. Really scheduling in the workouts first, then I can plan in all of my meetings. And it's been a really good habit that I've had, because if I don't put in my workouts first, and I'm sure you've probably experienced this before, and I literally have days where I either can't get it done in the morning because I have a super early meeting, or I'm just like extra tired. And I'm like, I just need that extra hour of sleep. That's going to do me better than waking up and trying to bust my butt at the gym. And if I say I'm going to go later in the afternoon, what happens for me? Usually I have a bunch of work that keeps on going throughout the day. I'm in my creative flow. And the last thing that I want to do is break that flow to go to the gym, and then my workout suffers. So it kind of gets on a cycle like that, where the workouts, even though are so important, they are usually the ones, if I don't get it done first, or if they're not planned in properly, they get omitted. The third thing that I do is I take a look at my current diet. If I've been feeling off, or if I've been feeling like I'm in a rut, or if I want to get back on track, that just means things have been off already, right? And I love looking at my diet and what I've been eating, because of course, your food and your sleep, those are the two things that are a reflection of your current energy levels. If you're getting crappy sleep, of course, you're going to be tired. If you get crappy sleep, guess what else happens? You're going to be snacking more. You're going to be eating more. That's just natural reaction to not having enough sleep. That's why, of course, sleep is so important for so many reasons. But if you're constantly snacking throughout the day or running on coffee throughout the day, like sleep, you got to look at your sleep. I want to say look at diet first, because that was obviously a big one too. If I'm not eating correctly, or if I've been not eating correctly, that's affecting everything else energetically. And of course, like how I feel in my body. If you're eating a ton of crappy food and junk food, you're going to feel like I just feel that like chubbiness, like that inflammation, that like puffy, like that doesn't feel good. Like that doesn't make me want to like show up on camera and like get all dressed up and cute and even go to work out sometimes, because it's like, I just don't feel good in my body. I recently over the summer used one of those glucose monitors, which literally changed my life. This is coming from someone that has been in the fitness industry for her entire life. This is someone that thought she was eating correctly, eating healthy, and I was eating healthy, eating clean. But when I wore this glucose monitor, let me tell you, even though I was eating clean and healthy foods, I was spiking my blood sugar throughout the day, every single freaking day, every day. And of course, I then wonder, why can't I lose weight? Why can't I get in shape? Why is my energy levels not up? I'm doing all the things. I'm taking all the supplements. I'm getting all the sleep. But the food that I was eating, even though it was healthy, it was spiking the crap out of my blood sugar. So Mark and I actually used these glucose monitors for about 2 months. And I'm actually debating on, we have a couple more sets left that I actually want to test out over the next month or so. I'll probably do it just to just check back in with myself. But what I learned is that my eating habits, even though healthy, were so bad. So I want to make sure that I'm balancing my blood sugar levels, which goes back to basics. And this is so silly. And this is not advice for anyone but myself. But for me, I thought I was just eating like lean meat. I was eating low carb. I was limiting my sugar, but I wasn't eating a balanced meal. You guys, you know what we're doing now? Just like literally get a full plate. We get like a quarter of like good lean meat, have good carbs. And I added an avocado, half an avocado to dinner. And then at lunchtime, I'll eat yogurt. I'll make a granola yogurt bowl to have fat. I was literally missing fat from my diet, like good fat. That changed the game for me. It's insane. Like I'm so mad because I used to have the worst sugar cravings. I would need chocolate every single night. And that isn't good to eat at night. And I would do the full on chocolate to chips. Like it was disgusting. Like I kind of don't even know how I wasn't even more like out of shape and overweight for my eating habits, but it was so bad. And the second that I started monitoring my glucose, and the second I actually learned what my body liked, and this is the problem with following someone else's diet or some weight loss meal plan or whatever, because the way that I was eating, it's like how you should eat, how you should, you should eat. And it just wasn't working for me. And it was just a game changer. And then when I finally started balancing my glucose when I kept it balanced all day without any spikes or any dips, that's when my weight started just like falling off. Like it's crazy. And it's not like I had a ton to lose, but it just like started happening so much faster. And even though Mark and I like both are very strategic with how we eat and what we eat, we get busy too. And sometimes we don't get to go to the grocery store and get groceries as much. And we'll end up just like eating this, that, and the other. And then all of a sudden our diet's like kind of like crap and not what it's supposed to be. So I'll just kind of do an inventory of that. What do we need to get back on the grocery list? What do we need to pick up from the store? Just do write out a full-on grocery list and just kind of stick to that, because then you're able to fuel your body every single day with the nutrition that you need. And you're going to feel good as a result of doing that. Okay, babe, I know you're listening to this podcast because I know that you have a desire to change your life and accomplish big goals, right? But I also know that something has been holding you back on going after those big goals. Or maybe it's that you self-sabotage, or maybe you've set these big goals and you get really overwhelmed and you just don't go after them altogether. Well, I want to introduce you to a journal that is literally going to help you change your life and help you actually manifest and accomplish any desires or goals that you have. It's called the Manicures Journal, and it's the #1 selling manifestation and goal setting journal designed exclusively for empowering women just like you to up-level and change your life. Now, if you haven't seen this journal on social media already, I want to share with you that it is literally your personal guide to manifesting your dreams and unlocking your true potential. And inside its beautifully curated pages, you'll discover powerful daily journaling pages, workbooks, and exercises to help you set goals, help you plan your dreams, and manifest the life that you deserve. Plus, the one thing that I had to include, and it was a non-negotiable with this journal, is that it needed to have a community. So you'll also have access to join an online community filled with thousands of women just like you who are on the same path using the journal. So I invite you to join me and these thousands of women who have already embraced the power of manifestation and changed their life using the Manicures Journal. And I also want to gift you with a special 15% off code on your first journal order by using the code Money Mindset. The code is Money Mindset. So head over to manuscripting.com today and embark on a transformative journey by ordering the journal. So go ahead, check out the show notes, empower yourself. Answer the call to getting this journal. If this is speaking to you, I want you to join us. It's time to script your dreams into reality with the Manicures Journal, because you deserve to create and manifest a life that you're completely obsessed with. See show notes for details. Then the next thing that I do is I get back to reading. Reading is always the first thing that falls off my schedule every single time. And for me, I usually don't even read. I listen to Audible. And when I listen to Audible, it's usually in the car. And lately, I have been driving with Mark everywhere. Like we've been on the same gym routine. We're always in the car together. So it's been really hard for me to listen to a book, because that usually when I have my own solo drive time anywhere, that's when I would read. So I need to figure out a different way, whether it is just going for a walk and throwing some headphones on and just listening to it, or just literally like sitting on my back patio after I meditate, just like listen to a book. And I really do enjoy taking notes from books anyway. I always get back to whether it was a book that I didn't finish, or if I'm not done with a book, I will find a new one. And my Audible account, gosh, every time someone recommends a book that I should read, I have literally a library of books in there that are waiting for me to listen to them. That is something that I incorporate. And then I just put it top of mind, whether I plan that into my schedule or just have the app like literally blaring at me on my phone and like on the main screen. I keep it there and I just make that commitment to, hey, you need to start reading every day. And that I start incorporating, and it feels really, really good. Now, the fifth thing that I do, and this kind of goes back with taking a look at diet, is I take a look at my supplement routine. Again, getting back on track, we're going to be doing all the things. So for me, I look at supplements and I only take the supplements depending on the current goals that I have. I go through phases with them. Last year, I was working a lot on my health, detoxing a lot of stuff out of my body and my system. So I was on this really amazing protocol from medical media with all a bunch of different vitamin droppers and minerals and all those sorts of things. And I would every single day make up this little concoction shot to drink and all of that. And I had like greens and all of those things. I'll be honest, today, right now, I basically only take collagen and I put collagen powder in my coffee every single morning. And I do take magnesium. And magnesium's a big one. One, I started taking magnesium because I had learned, and this is stuff that I already should know as a woman, but I learned this when I was kind of doing all my glucose stuff. I learned that magnesium helps for muscle cramps. So it definitely helps to take around your period, but it also helps with calming the nervous system and relaxing you. And then also it helps with energy production. It helps with ATP. And also it helps balance blood sugar. And that's kind of how I came across it because I was doing all this research on balancing blood sugar. I take magnesium, and magnesium I kind of don't take every single day, but I know one, if I've been doing really heavy weightlifting workouts, I take it. And then I definitely take it basically before and during and after my period, like within like a little window phase of that. And then whenever I need that calmness, like if I'm in a high stress, if I've had a high stress day, I'll take it kind of in the evening after dinner to just kind of start relaxing. That really helps too. Again, it helps calm the nervous system, but this is something you can kind of, I think, could take every day. Don't quote me for that, but it's a really powerful one that I don't think enough women know about. And it's something that isn't really talked about, but I personally feel it's been a really good game changer for me. I'm literally only taking 2 supplements. I'm not even doing greens right now. I'm not doing anything else. Again, I do this stuff in phases. If you ask Mark, my fiance, like we have a whole entire, so when we moved into this house, we have this whole bar section that was literally meant for a drinking bar. But since neither of us drink, we turned that into a supplement cabinet and our coffee station. And literally we have so many supplements and all the things, like whatever ailment you have, like we have it for you. I literally just check back in with my body. Like, hey, how have I been feeling? What do I feel intuitively that I need to add in? Do I need to get on the greens routine? And I'm sure if you were following me, I think last year, and this is when I was doing heavy medical medium stuff, I would juice celery every single day. Every single day. I think I almost did it for like a year and a half. And then I stopped. I think kind of once we moved to Austin, it was so hard to find any fresh celery here. Like it's been bad. So I just kind of like fell off that and I started doing other things. So it worked for when I needed it and what mission I was going towards. And yeah, then I just kind of got off of it. But going into number 6, you need to determine your current and short-term goals. This isn't about fully goal setting. You can if you need to, but this is more about like, hey, let's bring the stuff back to top of mind that maybe you were working on, or maybe you want to still accomplish this year, but maybe you forgot about, or you got so busy doing all the other stuff that you just like didn't do it or didn't make the plan for it. Check in with yourself. Like, what is something that you need to get accomplished this month? And then break all of those things down into those actionable steps. Again, get back to the calendar, just like you're planning in your workouts. Plan in what are those things that you need to do. Because again, when it comes to really getting back on track, which leads to changing your life, in order to do that, you've got to bring things top of mind. So what are those action steps that you need to do? And this is why I say this whole entire process isn't something you just do certain times of the year. It's like, no, where are you feeling off? Let's check back in. Let's get it back on track. Just the other day, Mark and I did a big sit down with going over everything from stuff in business that needs to get done, all of our life stuff that needs to get done, and just really planned out, okay, how's the rest of the year looking? We went and looked at like trips that we have talked about that are on the calendar, but we haven't booked flights for, we haven't booked hotels for, even gotten the dog sitter for, like all of these things, just kind of like, okay, let's get back on track. Because the more you can get out of your brain and onto paper and into a calendar, you're going to feel lighter. And I think that's a big part with just getting back on track, is just bringing all of that stuff that you know subconsciously exists. And you know it's weighing on you because you're just like, oh yeah, I got to do that. I got to do that. Oh yeah, I got to do that too. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. And just getting them out onto paper and putting them into a process where you know you're going to get to it, it frees up space in your brain. It's really powerful once you like get it out or get it done. If it's a quick task that's just been weighing on you, right? It feels so, so good. Determining your goals, really figuring out what needs to get done, what can get done this year, again, is going to just prepare you for the new year and prepare you for those 2024 goals. When you start writing them down, you're going to be ahead of the game. You're going to feel so freaking good. I promise you that. The last one, number 7, is just taking a look at the full-on daily routine. So if you're feeling like you're in a rut and you need to get back on track, right? You got to now look at that full day-to-day picture. So what does that daily routine look like? For me, I look at, where have I been slacking? What have I stopped doing? Do I need to recommit to my morning routine? And I know, because I have the manuscripting community and the sisterhood, right? I know there are times where life gets crazy busy and you just kind of all of a sudden stop journaling and stop meditating, doing all that. So I have a place in my house where I keep my journal. I'm sure if you follow me on Instagram, you see it's in our living room. It is such a vibe in the evenings with our galaxy light and stuff. But during the day, like, I have all of my things there. I have my journal there. I have my candles there. I have my lighter, my pen. Of course, I already have a speaker there and I play music off my phone when I do that. But I have all of the tools there that I need for my morning routine. And I just have to recommit to myself to, hey, you're going to wake up, go to the gym, come home, go do the thing, and you'll be starting your day. Another thing that I look at is, do I need to reset my evening routine? I got into a really terrible habit of being on my phone in bed before going to sleep, like to the point where it would be like 12:30, 1 o'clock, 1:30, 2 a.m. And I'm literally falling asleep on my phone. And once I like kind of like, you doze off and you're like, oh, you like kind of like wake up and you're like, okay, time for bed. I'll put my phone down then. It was so bad, like disgusting, like so unhealthy. I would put my phone on a charger in my closet. So I started doing that, and it was a freaking game. Like, it's so silly, but it was such a game changer, because now as we're going to bed at like, whether it's, I don't know, some nights it's 10:30, other nights it is 12:30. It depends on our day and what we've been doing or how much energy we have, but it feels so good. And the first couple of nights I was hard. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to put my phone away. What am I going to, I would literally say to myself, what am I going to do when I get in bed? It's like, sleep, girl, you're going to effing sleep. But I would put my phone in there, and you know what surprisingly happened? I would fall right asleep. I didn't need to be on my phone. It was just that dopamine hit that I was getting from scrolling Instagram and TikTok. And I was telling myself, I'm doing market research for content creation to get inspired. Like, what am I going to create tomorrow? Like, literally, this is the shit I would tell myself. No, I was going down rabbit holes of like conspiracy theories and what's going on in the world. Like, it was so bad. I was learning a lot what was going on. Don't, like, trust me, but I don't scroll on my phone during the day. So that's like my little binge session, but I need to just not do that. And how I felt waking up in the morning, getting a full like 7.5 uninterrupted hours of sleep felt so good. And I'm just like, gosh, like, Sam, you need to get it together. Like, keep the phone in the closet. You're fine. Like, you go to sleep, wake up. Like, it was just such a bad habit that I had. So that was something that I had to recommit to. And then anything else that I kind of look at throughout my day as far as a daily routine goes, maybe there are things that maybe I ran out of, whether sometimes it's like, evening products, like simple things like moisturizer or retinol or stuff like that, that maybe I ran out of. And then, when you just like run out of products and you don't reorder them right away, and all of a sudden a couple nights go by and you just like kind of like forget about them. I kind of go through and be like, okay, what do I want my morning routine to look like? What do I want my evening routine to look like? Anything that I need to buy or order to like get myself back on track or to get me excited to do something else. Like I hear this all the time with girls that come into the manuscripting journal community and they buy their journal, right? And I feel this like this too. Whenever we get new colored journals, I get a new journal, fresh journal. And it is so exciting to get this new journal and then to start your morning routine, right? Because you're excited to use this new item. Or with like going to the gym, like, do you need a new pair of shoes? Because your current ones are like ugly or old or falling apart. And you're just like, I just need a new pair of kicks or an outfit or something like that. Like, what is it that you need to maybe get for yourself to be part of this back on track to kind of get you motivated and inspired? And I'm not saying you have to buy anything, but what are those things that are missing from your routine that would be a game changer for you to stay committed to it? That's all that I'm saying. Those are the 7 big things that I do that I'm currently doing to help me kind of like get back on track and really kick butt for the rest of this year. And I'm not even saying kick butt as in like a hustle mindset, but I want to finish the year feeling good. I don't want to finish the year like it just kind of like fizzled out and died. Like I want to feel good. I want to keep that momentum going. And this is the biggest thing. Get this momentum going now so then when the year begins, you are already on this train. Don't be part of the population that starts a New Year resolution for 2 weeks and then falls off again. That's not you. I don't want that to be you, because women that are changing their life, that are taking action, that are manifesting their goals, going after their dreams, we don't just sit back and do nothing. We don't. We are taking action. And not even action. We take control of our lives. We are running our life. We do not let life run us. That is the biggest difference. So don't confuse this with that hustle mindset of continuously having to be go, 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 go with no rest. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying I want you to take control of your life so that you don't just let it pass by. Get off that hamster wheel. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over and over. Get back on track. Do what's important for you. Do what's important for your family. Get your health back. Get your routine back. Get your business stuff back. Get your career things back. Get your body back. Like whatever it is that you want to focus on, go start it today. And let me know. I want you to screenshot this episode and I want you to tell me out of those 7 things that I listed in this episode, which one are you going to implement? Maybe it is all 7. Maybe it's just one of them, but I want to know because I'm currently doing all 7 of these things. And this isn't something you just do in one day. You just kind of, as you do this like reflection of your life and how you want to get back on track. Of course, it's going to take a couple days, maybe a week, but let me know what you're going to do. And I want to hold each other accountable. So if you're not already in the Manuscripting Sisterhood community, come jump in there. I'll be posting this episode in there and I want to know what you're going to be doing to get back on track. And if you don't have a journal yet, highly recommend get that. Do not wait until the new year. Start today because you're manifesting your goals and desires every second, whether you realize it or not. So you might as well do it with intention, right? Might as well do this with intention. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you got something out of this, I would love, love, love for you to leave a review. By leaving a review, it signals to Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the things that we are doing a good job, that I'm doing a good job, and that you want to hear more. And it also helps us get into the algorithm feeds for other women to come across this episode. And I'm sure once they hear one episode, they're going to be able to take something away to help change their lives too. Thank you so much for listening. I love you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful week.